Hello there once again, Flash for the win here with another broadcast. This is going to be still Rain versus Killer in the ASL Wildcard Qualifier for that 4th seed for the round of 16. Rain up 1-0, played a pretty easy macro win there on Gladiator. Killer not able to find a chink in the armor of Rain, unable to abuse anything on his behalf. Scouting the wrong direction, unfortunately. Killer going to be spawning up here as the blue Zerg in the top right-hand position, which means that over at the top left-hand position, close spawn this time, it's going to be Rain. It's possible this time that because Rain has spawned close position, he might go for a more faster, aggressive Zealot timing. Last time, he just went for the Corsairs, went for the tech, and didn't really go for the fast, 7-8 Zealot +1 timing attack. So it is something to note. Will we see the gate first opener? It's very, very popular these days on maps like Fighting Spear, Circuit Breaker, where the close distance rush is not that bad, and so you're actually able to opt for that really, really fast gateway instead. And it looks like Rain is going to do that. He didn't send the probe back to mine. Usually that's what they do. They send the probe just to get 8 extra minerals while the pylon finishes. But he's going to sit his probe right in front. And looks like it is going to be a gateway first opener. So yep, and the probe is going to go scout. Looks like the wrong direction. But gate first opener, again, getting very, very standard and popular these days. Once you get the overpool from Killer, it's pretty much the typical ZVP build you go these days, unless you want to go for a 9 pool speed. 12 hatch generally doesn't exist anymore. In lower levels, you'll see it, and if you're watching the video and you're like, oh, I should copy the pros. No, 12 hatch is pretty good. It's still in the meta, but it's just that the overpool is a lot more flexible against the gate first openers, which a lot of people see. Rain actually doing something very clever. He actually sent his probe over to the 9 o'clock expansion to find if an overlord is there, because Zergs on this map want to see the natural expansion first, so they always send their overlord in the clockwise position. So Rain saying if Killer spawn in the bottom left-hand position, then by that logic, his overlord should have been around the 9 o'clock expansion right when he scouted. So that's why, for those who don't know, he scouted that position. And knew that Killer could not have spawned in the bottom left-hand position. Although sometimes, they will. And they send the overlord in a weird direction instead. But anyways, Killer, once again, just pretty standard 2-ling opener. Oh, probe. I thought the probe was going to walk up the ramp. But looks like it's not. Going to get denied the scout. Oh, never mind. Killer's just going to run after Rain. I think it's because he knows that he went for the gate first opener, so he can kind of do a little bit of harass with these 2 initial lings. Second pair of lings now up to try to block that probe, but Zealot's also on the way, and here come the first 2 lings. And ooh, Zealot is going to be able to get in here though and do a little bit of pressure, so Killer's going to have to expend a couple more larvae than he wants to kill off this initial Zealot and probe. The probe is going to do a lot of damage, by the way. So something that the Zerg player should know is that you need to target down the probe first. The probe is honestly what does the most amount of damage. Ooh, that drone is going to go down. That's exactly why. Looks like the Zealot is going to go down. Nicely done there by Killer. Great micro. And this Ling has also 1 probe kill at the same time. So kind of a little bit of even trade. Both players lost one worker each. A little bit more lings committed from Killer, but it's not going to matter ultimately. And this Ling is doing a little bit of nice harassment here, and the first 2 Zealots, or second and third Zealots actually, on the way. So Killer is going to have to continue to make a few more lings. Mismicroed that one, didn't pull that one back. But the probe is definitely something that needs to be watched out. See, the probe has 2 kills. That's because the Zealot, 2 shots, or 3 shots lings and drones, but with an extra probe there, they end up 2-shotting them. And so the Ling did go down and kill his base, but looks like the couple of extra lings here are going to be able to take down the last couple of Zealots that are on the way. But they did quite a bit of damage, and I think that the Zealots did end up paying for themselves. So, yeah. Killer doing his best job to try to just deny this as much as possible. And this one Zealot's just going to tuck itself behind the mineral line, kill off as many lings as possible, and it does end up going down. But Killer is now back on 3 hatches. Got that third base at the bottom right hand, so we might see the standard 4 base on the 4-player maps, 4 base play. And another Zealot trying to get in here. Will it be able to take down a drone? No, it will not. More lings coming out to be able to stop these extra Zealots. And the Zealot micro is doing very, very well here for Rain. Although I will say that the Zealots, some of them are low, and so he needs to watch out just a little bit. But the Zealots doing a very good job of making sure that the Lynx can't really get in here and harass. Drones, once again, being well microed by Killer. Not going to try to lose any. And the Zealots, again, just kind of just being a little bit annoying. And Rain is actually setting himself up to the point where if the Zealots' numbers do not go down immediately for Killer, and Killer is just continuing to kind of stop them but not really kill them, it becomes a very, very big issue, because once the Zealots get in big numbers, a lot of Lings don't do as well against them. But looks like a couple of Zealots just going to get some more scouting information, see the lair coming up. And this harass will eventually end. Something to note as well, though, is that because of the Zealot pressure and the ability to force Zerg to make more Lings, Zerg hasn't grown up as much as he wants to. Killer at this point should have a fully saturated second mineral line, and he doesn't have that because he's been forced to make all these extra Zerglings, whereas Protoss says, I'm going to be building these Zealots anyways. Excuse me, I can throw them away, and it's fine with me. So you can see this third base, only 2 drones over here. The natural expansion, not that many drones over there as well. And this Zealot gonna be able to pick up a drone. Nicely done there by Rain. Zealot's got 4 kills. Most of them probably Ling kills, not drone kills, obviously. And this Zealot looks like it will be trapped and surrounded. So good job there by Killer, picking up the last Zealot on the map. Now he's gonna be able to drone up. But we can see the damage that Rain has done already because of the fact that he's forced out so many of these Zerglings instead of these Zerglings becoming drones. It's almost sometimes a force where Zerg will just force out more Lings. You just try to go for an all-in at that point. But Rain doing a very good job of keeping Zealots there at the front to make sure that there's no Ling run by possible. And the first Corsair is out now as well to scout all the information. I'm going to see that usually by the time the Spire is this close to completed, Zerg players got his 4th and 5th hatchery on the way. Killer doesn't. He's only got his 4th hatchery on the way because he's been denied so much. One Overlord just sitting down at the corner right there. We'll also notice that because Rain went for the gateway first, that his tech is a little bit faster because he gets an earlier Cybernetics core, and again he delayed a little bit of mining time for Killer. So one Overlord will end up going down because of this. There won't be no Scourge there to be ready in time. Corsairs now just gonna try to find some more Overlords. They will be able. Wow, 33 Corsairs very early in the game. Like I said, using the extra tech time advantage is very, very powerful. Oh no, actually he went for double Stargate. That's actually why he's got so many Corsairs out. Okay, I see. I was about to say, like, wait, hold on. There's no way he's got 3 Corsairs out this early. It's like, no, okay. He's got double Stargate. And we'll probably see that Killer is going to scout this out with the extra Scourge that he is. He might not, though, because what's going to happen is that these Corsairs might force the Scourge away, and the positioning of the second Stargate is very well positioned, so when the Scourge come in and try to scout, they won't be able to see the second Stargate. But he needs to hide this Corsair count because it's very, very high right now. He's going to see it. Here comes the cannon. The cannon's going to force the Scourge away. So I don't think that Killer has seen them yet. And yeah, it looks like Spore Colony being started now for Killer all at the same time. But here come the Corsairs. Now he's going to know with all these Corsairs flying out. And this is the point of the game where basically Rain's just say, I'm gonna make sure that you can't make any units while I'm able to kind of stop making Corsairs and just go with the Gateway Explosion and then build my army while you're remaking Overlords and spending a lot of minerals on Overlords. And yeah, 1 Spore overhead, doesn't matter at all. These Scourge are going to melt as well. Corsairs coming in, picking off all these Overlords. And yeah, this is the power of the double Stargate when it's not prepared in time. And you need like 2 to 3 Spores at every single base to protect your Overlords. Make sure it's not a cost-effective trade. 1 Corsair does go down. But again, the numbers of the Corsairs are just way too high at this point. And we can see Rain beginning to add on a couple more gateways at this point because he knows, I've already done my job with these Corsairs. I've stalled Killer to the point where he can't make any units. And I've doubled supply now. I can just go into, you know, just a 5-6 gate transition, get a 3rd base behind this. Really, really simple. Really, really easy. And there's nothing that Zerg can do. One thing about the extra Lings that is nice about this is that because of the fact that he did make those extra links. He can pressure this a little bit better, but unfortunately, the Zealot micro here from Rain was very, very good. It looks like that that the Zealots did not have +1, but they managed to micro themselves into a win there. Luckily for Killer, did manage to snipe the probe, so the third base will be delayed by a little bit. But again, where is the defense for these overloads going to come into? It's 2 sports here, but again, some of these overloads mispositioned. That is not going to help. A lot of overloads going down. 21 supply max here from Killer. A couple Scourge coming in. That is not going to do anything at all. More Scourge coming in here. Gonna go for a Scourge trap, but again, +1 on these Corsairs, just not gonna do anything. One side of the flank already gets picked off. The second half of the flank gets melted as well. All of these Zealots are gonna come in here, and it's just not gonna look good. I don't think there's any units out for Killer at the same time. He's just got Sun Colonies and whatnot. He's just got no units, and this is the power, again, of that double Stargate. He's gonna try to pull drones here, block these Zealots from getting in here. Yeah, he might block the Zealots. The Zealots might go down, but he's gonna end up losing so many drones because of this. More overloads going down right now. Killer overmade overloads to 45 out of 94 supply. That is how desperate he is and try to hold this, but all the Zealots are just going to come here and destroy everything, and that is just going to be game. Unless Killer can just somehow reposition his entire base over down to that bottom right hand expansion. A lot of the drones went down there. Last Sun Colony is going to go down. The +1 on the Zealots are going to be finished, and there is the GG from Killer. Really well done. Very clean game there from Rain. The double Stargate play, a little bit, I wouldn't call it cheese, but it's a very, very good, strong build that a lot of people don't expect. It's kind of like, it's almost like a 2-fact timing from tearing off 1 base against Protoss. It's kind of like the build exists and you know it does exist, but you don't typically expect to see it. So that will be game number 2. Looks like it's actually going to be a best of 5, I think. Something I was not expecting. I thought it was going to be a best of 3 at most. Nope, looks like Rain got up. I think he's going to move on to the winners match in the wild card qualifiers for the 4th seed. And, well, we'll see. You'll see whether or not in game number 3 if there exists one, or if we go into the next match, which I think should be between Mind and Sulky. So we'll be back. Thanks for watching.